Hey guys, quick disclaimer that this video is purely based on my opinion. You do not have to follow or agree with this opinion, but this is just how I view these signatures in the game. So overall we have 10 Axe characters in Brawlhalla as of now, and every single one of them I have played a fair bit, or at least tried them a little bit, and I've tried every single signature attack, and I feel like I have a fairly fundamental opinion on every single sig. So first of all, we have Azoff, and I believe that Azoff has one of the strongest signature attacks in the game. They're very fast, they're fairly instant and quite difficult to punish, especially that down sig. I do in fact believe that Azoff deserves to be in great, but not quite godly, because the sigs do have a downside to them. For example, his side sig, if you miss it, you have a lot of delay time between you're able to control your character again, because he does that like dash swipe attack, which is fairly punishable, and I do believe that it could be a little bit better, but it's still amazing. Signature is amazing character. So up next we have Brawlhalla, and in my opinion, Brawlhalla is one of the most annoying sigs in the game to deal with. They are very fast, they take up a large area, especially the side sig, take up a large amount of area. The neutral sig has a grapple ability, which is very strong in anti-air, as well as when you're trying to get back on stage. It can be used well if you know how to use it. So I would personally say that Brawlhalla gets to go up to godly if you know how to use them. Of course, they are very wide and can be punishable, but if you're a decent player, you should be able to make the full worth out of it. Up next we have Bryn. Bryn has fairly average signatures. They're very good. I understand a lot of you guys might think that Bryn is the most annoying character to face and that she's incredibly difficult to play against and the signatures are very fast, but in my opinion her signatures are not that great as everyone seems to think. I'm not a big fan of them. They're a little slow for me. I prefer using signatures that are a little bit faster than hers, so they're not that amazing in my opinion. So pretty average is where I place her. Brawlhalla, on the other hand, is an incredibly good character. Not even pretty much, every single signature attack on Axe is incredible. It's very fast, very instant. The side sig takes up a lot of area. The neutral sig is very anti-air and it takes up a lot of area as well. And the down sig is also pretty great. It's a little bit harder to use since you can get punished very easily out of it, but it's still incredible. I'm actually going to put it above Brawlhalla because I think Brawlhalla deserves to be all the way up there. Ragnir has great signatures. They're very good. The side sig is actually fairly annoying because you might still get hit by it even if you're not fully, in range. So he does this kind of swipe attack and you can be just a pixel closer to it and you will still get hit, which you can start complaining about, but it's pretty annoying. The down sig is not amazing. It's only good for edge guarding really, but you can make it worth if you actually hit it. And the neutral sig is pretty much the same as his Katars, but still pretty nice. It's a pretty good signature attack, very good anti-air. I'm a fan of using it, so I'm gonna put him in great but not godly, not quite godly. Raymond, I don't believe Raymond has that great sigs. The only good signature on his axe weapon is the neutral signature. In my opinion, it's great. I guess you can get caught up in it. It's pretty good for getting back on stage, but overall it's a little bit difficult to hit because it has a set angle and you can't actually control it, so it can be a little bit difficult to use. So I'm actually going to put him in below average, simply because I don't think his down sig is that great. You might say it's good for stage guarding, but if you know how to dash, you can just dash right through it. It's not that difficult to read or understand, and his side sig is very easily avoidable, as well as it's pretty easily spammable, but it's fairly easy to avoid in my opinion. Terrace, me being a Terrace main, I believe he has really good sigs. They're fairly easy to use. They're not the quickest, but if you hit them, it's very worth it. The down sig is very good. Especially against anti-air and just defending yourself in general. Side sig is extremely punishable. If you miss it, you're gonna get punished. And the neutral sig, as we all know, is one of the more annoying axe signatures in the game. So I'm gonna put him in pretty average, even though I do main him. I don't believe that he is up there for being one of the best axe signatures, axe signature characters in the game. Now up next, Ulgrim. In my opinion, I believe Ulgrim has amazing signatures. He is fairly difficult to punish actually, because every single attack is very quick. The neutral signature has a bit of a grapple, so you kind of, you catch him up and you hit him down, which can be used very well when defending your ground on offstage. Because if you hit it, it will hit straight down and then we'll get knocked out. Down sig is very quick, and it covers both sides of you, so I'm a big fan of that as well. And in general, the side sig is actually pretty good too. It does a double swing, so if a person doesn't read you properly, he will most likely get hit by it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Ulgrim above Ragnir, kind of on the same line with Azoff, and I think it's a pretty fair placement. Now Volkov is one of the newer characters in this, so newer, but in my opinion Volkov 6 aren't amazing. I personally don't think they're comparable to Jalas or Brazes in that case to be godly signatures. They are good. The side sig is kind of an anti-air in a sense because it does the scoop up, which is still pretty cool, can be used well. The neutral sig is again one of those catch anti-air sigs, so that's pretty cool too. The down sig is kind of what kills it for me. It's good, don't get me wrong. It's pretty decent edge guarding if you know how to use it, but it's very slow and kind of delayed in a sense. It's if we compare it to, for example, Ragnir's side sig, it's an instant swipe and it's done. You can keep moving. But with Vladimir, if you do a down sig, you're kind of stuck in this floating swinging motion, which can get in the way if you're trying to, get out of the positioning quickly. Especially if you get punished, you're gonna get punished a lot if you miss it. So you're gonna look out for that. So I'm going to put it in pretty average. It's okay. It's not bad, but it's alright. Last but not least, we have Zoe, and Zoe is kind of the more annoying axe character in a sense because of that 10 damage, with axe already being a fairly strong weapon, and his signatures add up onto it. The side sig is not my favorite. It's not amazing. It's very slow. It's another running, catching side sig, so pretty similar to Teros in a sense, but it's slower and it's kind of easy to read and predict unless you're very close to your enemy. Then maybe you can make good worth of it. The down sig is really good. I actually am a really big fan of the down sig. That hook claw thing, it's really nice, and I believe it's very good for edge guarding, as well as it actually works very well in 2v2s and team combos. So if you get used to it, it's actually pretty nice. And I mean, the neutral sig is nothing special. It's just a jump swipe attack. You jump very high with it when you're using it, so you can miss your opponent. And if you do miss your opponent, it's going to be very uncomfortable because now you're stuck in air and your opponent probably has ground control and it's going to be very messy. So I believe Zoe belongs to be somewhere in pretty average, maybe, yeah, I would say he's below Teros. He's not incredibly good. Matter of fact, we can get rid of this row, and this is pretty much what our tier list is looking for today. Just because I put the characters on godly, it does not mean they're amazing characters. Matter of fact, I don't use 80% of these characters in my gameplay. Teros, as I said, is one of the mains. Ulgrim is pretty good. I have used him for a bit. Same as Ragnir. Overall, this is my personal opinion. I believe that these characters are placed in the way they're supposed to be, but this is only based on signature attacks, not the character itself, not the play style. If we're talking about axe character playstyles, Jala would be way up top, way above Godly 6 because she's just incredible. I would say as well as Ragnir is pretty good playstyle wise. So yes, this is my tier list on the best axe signatures in Brawlhalla, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, leave a comment down below on what weapon I should do next, and I'll see you later.